Today, today we will discuss about the gateway work process. Since we are discussing about the SAP work process administration part, we are discussing DVEBMGS. So dialog, update, NQ, background, message server. So we discussed up to here. We discussed. So today we'll discuss about the gateway work process. Gateway work process here. So gateway after the logon groups, message server, right? Some other transaction codes. We have the gateway work process here. What is the use of the gateway work process here, right? So normally for gateway work process, we will use the SMGW is the transaction code is used to monitor the gateway process, Normally, why gateway is used? So why gateway used here? So gateway used to communicate between SAP and non-SAP systems. It is used to communication between SAP to within the SAP to SAP or SAP to non-SAP. That communication purpose, we will use the gateway work process here. So there will be only one gateway per instance. Suppose we have the two instances, two app servers, then you will see the two gateway process here. So two gateway process here. So two gateway process we have here. So gateway normally, what is the use of the gateway means it provides the interface. Suppose like if you see here, so each instance there is a one gateway process running here. Each instance there is a one gateway service process running here, which means each and every instance there is a one gateway here, right? So it provides an interface. It provides an interface so that the external systems outside of the SAP systems can communicate with the SAP system. External systems can communicate with the same system here. So external system will communicate to the same system here. So here each instance as a SAP system as a separate gateway. Each instance, each application server as a separate system, separate gateway process available here. Each instance. So each instance as a separate gateway process here, each instance. So to monitor each and every instance, we have to use the SAP SMGW is the transaction code. It is a communication between the work process, external programs, as well as communication between the work process also. So we need the SAP systems, different instances. We need the SAP gateway work process required here. So the gateway is made up of to read the process, to monitor the process. They have here. So what is the exact here? Communication. Here the main important point is for the gateway, communication between the systems. Communication. Suppose if some other persons are connecting, some other systems are connecting. Suppose like this is one of your SAP system. This is one of your SAP system. So each and every system, the communication is very important, right? So communication from this system to here and here to here, the communication between two systems is like, so here, suppose this system connection is coming to the inside of the system, means via gateway, via gate, it will come to your home, right? If any person wants to come to your home, so he has to reach to your gate, and there is a gateway security. The security person should allow, then he will come to the inside of your home. That is the outside of the one of the example here, right? Same way in SAP system also. So if any connection, either any third party connection or non-SAP connection, which is coming to the your SAP system, then your SAP system should allow that connection. Gateway work process should open the gate, then it will come to the system here. So here also gateway work process, if it is the connection is valid, then only it will be allowed inside of your system. Otherwise, the gateway work process will reject that connection. Gateway work process will reject that connection here. So if you go to the basis, if you go to the your system, so log into the NWD, our system, practice system, just to go to the SMGW is the transaction code here. So here we can see we can monitor all the gateway related things. We can monitor it here. We can monitor the gateway things. So it's a communication. It's activated. So the gateway work process will be activated by default. Whenever you instance started, it's activated automatically, right? So normally, what activities? Suppose if I listed out what are the activities gateway will allow, what are the activities gateway will perform here. So communication, this is a main important point, is the communication between different systems, different SAP systems here. The second one is the remote function call, RFC communication. Also it perform the RFC communication, and also the CPIC communication. CPIC means common programming interface for the communication. It is the internal communication. The CPIC communication, dispatcher uses this communication here. And also common program interface for communication here. Then second one is the communication connection of the external systems here. Connection of external systems, external systems here. External systems means third party systems, such as like some EDI, faxes. So those things are the EDI systems and faxes. So those things here. So if our system has many instances, normally we have the, suppose like each instance we have the one gateway. If we have the two instances and two gateways here, two instances, two gateway here. So here, if you go to the SMGW is the transaction code. If you open the SMGW transaction code, then we can get the each and everything here. Suppose if you go to logged on clients here, So which means logged on clients means to see the client's terminal to log into the gateway server, which are inside of your server, to see the client servers here, client application, which are the client application which are connected here. So this is the one of the IP which connected, remote IP, right? So the connection is okay here. As part of the gateway monitoring here, if anything goes wrong, like connection is disconnected, connection is not okay, or something error, if the connection is more than 48 hours, something like that, then we can select the connection, then we can cancel it. We can just delete the client here. So that is what we have to do as part of the daily monitoring here. In the logged on clients, to see the client terminal that log on to your gateway server. So that is the logged on clients. Logged on means that is the which clients terminals. So client terminals, where can we monitor? Logged on clients here. Logged on clients, we can monitor the clients terminal here, right? So the next one is so you can see the next one, you can see the RFC connections here. Next one is the remote gateway to RFC connections here. Here you can see the connections, remote gateways here, to see the other gateways in your systems here. You have so you can see here GW10, that is the one gateway, and also we have the one more gateway also available. Two gateways are available in our systems here. Why? Because two gateway work process are available here. So this is connected on the 15th itself only. This is all of the 16th, right? You can see the last request when it was connected to your remote gateways. So our gateway, both the systems IP address is same. So both the IP address is same here. So the remote gateways to see the others in the gateway, other gateways in the systems here. So if something goes wrong, so we can delete it here. Something goes wrong, we can just check that here. Here, if we go to the active details here, active connections list here. So what are the active connections which are there in our system? It will be displayed here. Gateway So we can, it will be displayed here. So, and also if you go to the trace gateway display file, here it will show the file name. That file name is called the dev_rd, which is available in the work directory. Here you can monitor the, the gateway related details here, how the gateway is behaving. Is there any disconnections here? So is there any disconnections? So all the information we can see, all the connection information, something like that. Here we can see it in the systems here, gateway work process, all the information we can find out in the gateway process here. If any disconnection, something like that, it will give the some network or something like it is kind of broken. Broken means connection is failure. So something like that, it will give the information in the gateway here. Error logs, we can monitor it from here. So that is the gateway work process here. That is the gateway work process here. Is the communication between within the application servers and also outside of the server. If the connection is valid, if the connection is, suppose some unknowing connection is coming to the your system here. Suppose some abnormal connection is coming to the your system from other system to here. So in this case, your gateway work process will validate your connection. If it is the authorized connection, then only it will allow inside of the system. Otherwise, it will reject that connection. It will reject that connection here. So in SMGW, here we can monitor the, here in SMGW, we can monitor the all the, so instance specific gateway here. Instance specific gateway related things we can monitor it here. See how many gateways are there here. So what is the, so specific gateway related things we can monitor, connection is okay or not. So those things we can monitor it here. Those things we can monitor it here. So as part of our regular monitoring, if something goes wrong, we have to deactivate. We have to deactivate the all the connections here, right? So this is the, so between the application servers, we have the, so gateways here, remote gateways here. Okay. So here, if any third-party connection, some other systems are connected to your system, those lists we can find out here. But there is a limitation here. For each and every instance, that will allow only 2000 connections only maximum. You can see 2000 connections only. Suppose if the 2001 connection is coming, then immediately the gateway work process will stop that connection. Gateway work process will stop that connection here. Immediately it will reject that connection here. Why? Because so gateway will not allow that connections inside of the, so your system, inside of the your system. Because the limit is 2000. In any case, we can increase it. We can increase the system default settings. We can increase it. There is a parameters concept. That time you will get more things here. How to increase the system default. Why? Because during the system installation, default settings will come. So after that, we can change it our own. So that is called the, so we can increase it. These numbers we can increase it here. These numbers we can increase it in the systems here. This is about the gateway work process, right? To monitor the external connections, all those things. Here we can use the gateway work process here, right? So then, so regular monitoring is very important as part of the daily monitoring. We have to do the regular monitoring of our gateway to see is there any disconnections in the system. Is there any disconnections in the system? If it is a disconnections, select the connection, go to here, then delete the client here. We can delete the client here. We can delete it. That client we can delete it. Immediately it will create the one more connection. So the connection is okay. So like that, we have to take the appropriate action. We have to take it out here, right? So if you want to know the more details, we can check the more details here, how it is connected. So when it was illustrated that time. So all the details we can find out from what is the port, all the information. So we can find out in the SMGW transaction code here. Okay. So some organizations, they will put the more security also here. Suppose if you go to the celebrity's home, or if you want to visit the some anything, the first of all, when you visit that celebrity, first of all, we have a necessary checks, right? So inside, outside of the house, we have the necessary checks here. Then gateway work process. So that gateway work process, once the checks is done, the gateway security, it kind of, or security guard in front of the our house, in front of the every home, there is a one security guard, right? So that security guard, what that person will do, that person, if anyone coming to the your home, that person will stop and will ask the necessary sanity checks will perform. If everything is okay, is the valid person, then immediately he will allow inside of the home, right, to visit you. So at the same time, your gateway work process also, it is available in front of your gate, in front of your server. Then if any connection is coming, it will allow the connection if it is the valid. If it is the hacker connection or something, it won't allow. But your more security settings also we can reserve it here. If we go to the external security expect functions, external security, if you see the maintain the files, maintain the ACL files here, maintain the ACL files here, we can also restrict the P means permit here. Here, sekinfo, reginfo files we have to maintain here. It's a more dangerous files here to maintain this one. Carefully, we have to maintain the sekinfo, reginfo files here. So P means permit, user equals to star, means how many, what are the users IP you have to allow, or what are the connections we have to. Some organizations they will put the security. Some organizations they won't take care of the security. Already there is a multi-layered security, so they will take care of all those things here. So this is for your view. So if you need to put the ACL files, access control files, more security settings, go to the expert settings, then external security, then we can just maintain the ACL files here, access control list files here. Here we can keep the user related information, or we want to what are the destinations, RFC communications. RFCs also will communicate through gateway only. So if you put the more security settings, if you create the ACL reginfo, sekinfo files, system will allow only that connections which are there inside of the reginfo. It will allow only that type of connections to connect it here. Other than that, it won't allow any other connections here. That's why when you are configuring this reginfo, sekinfo files, we have to carefully plan. We have to carefully plan the our security settings here. So for now, you don't require this one. Just what is the use of the gateway means you can remember only those things you can remember it here. That is called the gateway work process here. Okay, so that is the gateway work process here. Just communication between the SAP systems and SAP to non-SAP, non-SAP to SAP, some third-party connections and CP connections. So those time the gateway work process is used here. For to monitor the gateway, we can use the SMGW is the transaction code to monitor the connections here. SMGW is the transaction code to monitor the gateway monitor communications here. Okay, so this is the gateway work process here. So apart from that gateway, we have the one more transaction code is called the spool work process here. Spool, right? Spool, SPOOL, spool work process here. So spool work process means it's kind of, what is the use of the spool work process means printer mechanisms. Printer side, we will use the spool work process here. So we have the one more work process called the printers, right? So printing, suppose if you want to do any printing from SAP, here the spool work process is used here. Spool work process is used here. So the transaction code for the spool work process is SP01, SP01, then SP02, then SP0, SPED are the three transaction codes will be used for the printers administration perspective here. All right. So here they are the printers configuration here. Printers configuration here. So suppose if we want to monitor, suppose like example here, if you go to the, suppose you want to print the screen, or you want to print SM50 screen, or you want to print the some purchase order, you want to print the some vendors list information, you want to print the some pay slips, bank statements within the SAP system, right? If you are using the for banking business, then there is a print option for each and everything, Control P, right? Just if we click on this button, then it will ask the output device name here, output device name here. What is the output device which we have to choose it here? By default, LP01 is there. LP01 is the printer name here. We can select it. So just click on the immediately. We want all the pages. We can select the all the pages, everything. Just click on the OK button. It will generate the one spool request number. Once it will generate the one spool request number, it will generate it here. But I don't want to use the SAP. I have in my office or in our home, there is a printers are there. You want to configure that printer here, right? You want to configure to that printer here, right? So here, what is the, so how to configure the your printers, even in home or so in your home or so some other office floors or you have the printers are there, right? How to configure those printers here, right? So how to configure those printers here, right? So now let's start discussing the how to configure the printers here, how to configure the printers here, right? So normally spool work process is used to pass the data, pass the output data to the host spooler. It is used to the pass the data to the respective spooler process, either the Windows level or Unix level. It will passes the data, whatever the output data, whatever the you print it, that print will passes to the related spooler in a either Windows or so Unix system. In a network connection, it will pass the, you don't require special program for this one. So internally, so we have the spooler for Windows level. So yes, print. So there is a LPD process at Unix level. This process will take care of the printing request and everything. Our main thing is here to so print from SAP, how the spool work process behaving here, all kind of information we can do in the system here. So here, if you go to the SPAD, all the spool administration related work, all the spool administration related work, we can do it in the SPAD is the transaction code here, means printers configuration, either your office printers or so local printers or anything, anything we can use the, so here, so printers configuration, we have to perform it here. Here you can see the output devices here. If we go to the list of display, what are the printers are configured in your system, it will be displayed here. If we go to the spool servers, what are the, how many spool servers you have? Spool servers means in your application, in your, you have the two applications. In each two applications, each application as a, by default, one spool work process is available, right? Each and every application server, you see by default, there is a spool work process, SPO. From here also, we have the one spool work process, each and everything, you have the one spool work process here. So this spool work process is available here. This spool work process is available in the each and every instance. How the gateway is available, spool also available in the each and every instance here. So normally what is the use of the here means, if you select this spool, all the prints go via this spool work process only, via this spool work process only here, active spool work process here. So here also same active work process will go here also here. So this is the spool servers list here. Access method means what type of methods you are going to use it. Those are the access methods here. Access method means, so there are the three types of printing methods available here. Local, remote, front end. Local, remote, front end printings here. So local methods, remote methods, front end printing methods. These are the methods here. These are the current methods are available in our systems here, right? Destination host here. So destination host, where the your printer spool work process, those things are available. Host spooler, where it is available, those things we have to give it here, right? Go to the full administration, you will get the more things here. Here, to add other things, like to add the other request. Other request means, so other printers, like either you in your office or in your home or in your floor, in your village, whatever printers you have, you can include those printers into the here to print the request from the here SAP side here. For that one, what we have to do here, we have to go to the output devices here, right? Just click on the create button here, create, right? Here it will ask the on form here, right? So here we will get the forms here. So here you need to type the form like home printer. Suppose like in your home you have the printer, home printer here, short name, whatever it may be. If you choose it or not, it will take the automatically. What is the device type here? So when you purchase the printer from Amazon or Flipkart or physically, so you have the printers type, right? Either Xenon type, Sharp printer, Canon. So you have the Dell, Samsung, Epson, Fujitsu, HP, so IBM. So they are the number of Lexmarks. There are the number of printers in the market, right? All the printers names will be types will be displayed here. All the printers types will be displayed here, right? So here you see you can select any one of this. Suppose like let me select the so Lexmark or something, anything you can select based upon the printers which you have in the systems here. Based on the systems you have in the system, you can select it anything in the system here, right? So here spool server here, which means you can select any one of or just leave it automatically, it will select it here, spool server here, right? So device class standard printer here. So model, printer model here. What is the model of the your printer here? When you purchase the printer from Amazon or Flipkart or physically, so that printer type, either the Zebra printer or Canon printer or Lexmark printer, whatever it may be, that printer has the one model here. That model name is called the, suppose like anything that model, right? 940 something like that. I just given the same location is high, like Hyderabad, India. So you have the location message if you want. Just you can, if you want to lock the printer, no. If you lock the printers, the people they cannot print. So if you don't lock it, the people can print the printer here. Then go to the access methods here. Access methods here. Access methods here. There are the multiple types of access methods we have in the system here. Right? There are the multiple types of access methods here. So these are the types of access methods here. How we want to print it here. Right? So there are the three types of access methods here. Local, remote, then front end. Front end, so printing methods here. Printing access methods here. Access, so methods here. There are the three types of access methods in the system here, right? So let me write it here so that we can understand. So types of access methods. Types of access methods here. So local, then remote, then front end. Local, remote, and front end. They are the three types of access methods we have in the system here. All right. So local means within the system here. Within the system here. So does not require anything here. Just you have to use the local methods here. Local access methods here. Local. So which means here direct operating system call here, local methods here, direct operating system, which means here two main things here. In a host, suppose take example, one more thing here. There are three types of access method, local, remote here. So in a one host, if suppose like example in one host, we have the spool work process. In the same host, you have the host spooler. This both are in, if both are in the same, if one host in one operating system, you have the host spooler and you have the host spooler, and also you have the you have the spool work process. If both are in the one work process, this is called the local. Right. So one more thing is the remote means here. So in one operating system, we have the spool work process SAP is running. So some people, they will dedicatedly install that host spooler, the spooler or the host spooler service on the one operating system. So this is called the remote. Both are in the remote, right? So not in the same host, different. So front end printing means it will use the your front end. What are the methods are there? It will use those methods here. It will use those methods here, right? So those are the printing methods here. Okay. So let's see here. If you go to the in SAP, here you can see the local L. So if it is the Windows, you can use the direct operating system call method here. In the local method, you see here local. If it is the Windows, Windows, you can use the C. If it is the Linux, you can use the method is called the L here. L method, you can use it here. L method, you can use it here. So if it is the Windows means, suppose example, if you see here, Windows, if you use the C, direct operating system call method here. So L means if it is the Linux, so same host spooler is available in the Linux system. Then you can use the L here, right? If it is the Windows, you can use the C. In our case, our C is the C. Why? Because in the same operating system, we have SAP. And also, if you go to the services here spooler is available. The print spooler is available here. With the Microsoft, by default, you will get the print spooler here. This is running status. Both are in the same operating system. So which means I can select the C, direct operating system call method here. The host printer here. So SAP Windows 2. Okay. SAP Windows 2, I can select it here. Right. So then go to the output attributes here. So if it is the not the direct here, we have the if it is the Linux, if it's the Linux machine, then you can choose the L. Suppose it is the front end machine, you can choose the front end free. Here, if you use the some other protocols here, like suppose like S and U here. For remote printing, you have to use the either S or U. We have to use it here. U for Unix, S for Windows protocols. We have to use it for S and U. We have to use it here. So C and L for the local. So S and U is for the remote, right? So front end is for the F for front end access method. F for front end access methods here. Both we can use it with controlled manner. We can use it here. So this is the archiving device. This is the email to receiver. Whenever you print it, you will get the email to the receiver owner here, right? So these are the types of methods are there here. L, right? Then here the remote printing is called the remote printing is called the S and U. Then front end, we can use the F method here. Right? These are the methods, types of methods are there. So depends upon your operating system, we need to choose it here. Right? And also the same host, you have the one more, same host you have here, right? Same host, in the same operating system, you have output device, spooler. So spool work process and the spooler service is also running here, right? Which means this is a local. Suppose no, I have one more operating system where I have this is running means that is the Windows 1. So that is called the remote method here. The remote method means here we need to use the SAP protocol. We have to use it here, right? What is the destination host here? So destination host I chosen here. Then go to the output attributes. So what do you want to print here? Right? Is it color printer? If it is yes, then you need to choose the color printer. So what is the print model? You want to print only one side or both the side or multi. So you want to default settings, you can keep it. Which is the paper tray you have to use in the printer here. Default settings means default trace will be used here. Tray information. So here you want to, in the tray, you want to use the any or only A4 size paper, A3. They are the sizes of the paper, right? You can use whatever you want. You can choose it here. Leave it empty. It's not possible. Okay. So then click on the save button here. Okay. Click on the save button here. So here the spool server, we have the auto spooler. Just if you select the auto, means this two will be used here. Auto means this two will be used. If anything is free, that two will be used here. This is the way we need to integrate the, or we need to create the printers in SAP system here. Printers in SAP system here. Because there is no communication. So that is the reason unable to reach the remote host spooler. Remote host spooler. The spooler which is created here, destination, that is not available here. So which means that is not available here. Let me choose this one as well. Then in this case, I need to choose the C. Save it. Right? So it's a saved. It's a saved. Right? So it's saved. So new printer I have integrated into the my SAP system here. New printer I have integrated into the SAP system here. So now what I can do, suppose I want to print the purchase order. I want to print the some payments. I want to print the some playsheets, some whatever I want to print it here. Then suppose I want to print the home page. Just click on the Control P. Then Control P, you will get the, so what is the printer you want to use it here. So here you type to one printer, home printer, then select it here, right? So just create the immediately. You want to print immediately, right? Just click on the OK button. Then the spool request number. It will generate the one request number, spool request number. It will generate the one request number. It's sent to the SAP printer. So as soon as when it means each and every print request, it will generate the one number here. That number will be sent to the our SAP printer home. If the printer is active, is really available, then we will get the success message. Otherwise, it will be failed. You can just take down of the number 17047. So where can I monitor this polls means you go to the SP01 transaction code here. SP01 transaction code here. So then here number automatically it came. If you just select it, so it is waiting. It is waiting to be printed. It's a waiting, right? It's not printing here. At least till now, it's not printed here, right? It's a waiting here. What I am trying to print it here, this is the total 4 pages. So in these 4 pages, I'm trying to print the work process related information. I'm trying to print it from paper here. If you click the type, you will come to know what is the type of things you will get. You are trying to print it here. Who is the user? What is the status of the printer? All the information you will get from here. Suppose that is a waiting status, means it's a waiting for the host spooler to pick up that one. Host spooler to pick up that one, right? It is waiting. So suppose I will go to the SPAD, right? Output devices here. Then I will use the here I will use the, so go to the access method. I will use the F front end printing here, right? My front end in my computer, in my local computer, I have printers are there. Whenever you purchase the laptop in the organization will create the some printers, right? Organization will create the some printers. Those printers we can print from the SAP systems here, right? So those type of printers here, so we can see it here. Those type of printers here, we can get, we can select it here. So front end printing here. So in this case, what you have to do, suppose I want to print, I changed it now, right? I'm going to the SM50. I want to print this all the work process here, right? Just click on the print. It will ask the output device name. So here I will select the search home. I want to print immediately. Okay. Click on OK button. Then request number is generated. See here, it is asking the, so what you want to type it here, like where I want to generate it here, right? where you want to generate it here. So it is asking the print to PDF, like so, which means so it means here, so which means here. So just click on the save button here. It is printing to the my PDF. Why? Because my local printer I set it as a print to PDF. So now just check the this status here, this request status here. If you go to the SP01, click on the it's good button. Now you can check the status here. Now see this completed. Previously, which is printed here, error status. Waiting, after that, it got the error message here. These all are the other spool requests. You can ignore it here. Those are the others here. But then now you can see spool got completed successfully, which means so it's a print and printing, right? It is processing by the spool work process completely. It is processed, possibly printed. So if my printer is really there, I will get the printout from the paper printer. I will get the printout from the paper here. We can also integrate the home printers also. We can integrate it. Office printers also we can integrate it here. Not only printing the papers from the SAP, we can also you print from the labels printing, labels. Labels means, so in the airports, in the shopping malls, so we have the prints, label printing, right? We can also do the label printings in the shopping mall or airport bag scanners. So many cases SAP will be used for the printing here. SAP, the spool work process will be used here, not only here. So label printing on the bottles, water bottle, fruit juices. All right. So many things we SAP will be used here. So one of my company, like not coming company, one of my friend is working, that is called the Drink Arizona. So that is in the US based company. One of my friend is working previously. This is a beverage related company here, right? So they will all the printings in the bottle, they will do the all the printings related information from the SAP only here. So every day they will print a lot of the lot of prints from the SAP here. If something got delay, the print delay happened that time. So there is a delay in the sales here, right? So the trucks will stop in front of the gate. Why? Because without print, they will get the barcode scanner, everything, right? So here, not only here, in the airports also SAP, so barcode printer in airports also this will be used here, barcode printing. So barcode printing. So SAP airports also will be used here, barcode printing here, using the smart forms barcode printing in SAP free. So it's like, so we can use it using the SAP, we can print it. So, but here is some customization required that will be done by developers, but they will ask us to so configure the printers. That time we can go to the SPAD, go to the output devices, click on the change mode. This is the pencil button, which means change. Click on the new. This is the new button. That is the pencil. This is the execute button. This is the delete button, right? This is the transport button, right? Just click on the create. Then you can add the so printers here, whatever it may be, you can add it, right? So you can select the what is the printer model here, device type, or whatever the what is the printer name here, Lexmark or Spool, whatever it may be, right? Model, location, message, you have to give it. Otherwise, it won't take it out here. What is the method you want to give it here, right? I want to mail to my receiver. So I want to send the what is the mail address here, right? What is the mail address here? You want to give it here. So then you can select the that emails also here. So from which email you should receive the email. Only use this mail address here, right? What is the paper tray information? How we want to print it? All the information we have to type it. Otherwise, it will say like short name is automated, not printed here. So then, so you can print it like this. So office printer also I created here. So depends upon your usage, you have to take the printers. Just click on OK button, select it, then office printers, then just immediately OK, then request number sent to the SAP printer 17015. So where can I check the whether my request is successfully went or not? So if you go to the SP01, just click on the OK button. Here is AC. 117050. The request is successfully completed, right? Request is successfully completed here. SP01, we can see the not only SS user, we can see the other users request also. Whatever the users we have, other users, all the print request we can check it out from here. All other print request we can check it out from here. So SP02 is specific to your user. How many your selection contain this one? So you logged in with the basis user, then specific to your basis user, how many prints are there? All the information will be displayed here. SP01 is for the all users, and also you will get the selection criteria. I want only today or yesterday. I want only 500 client. So you have the selection criteria. You can select it. You can just click on the execute button. You will get the all the request here, all the spool request, everything you will get from here, right? So that is the one thing. So if it is really working, when I check my email, I should receive the email from the SAP system here. I should receive the email from the SAP system here. But it got stuck. It got stuck here. It got stuck here. This is the outbound email communication here. It got stuck in the here in this layer. It got stuck here. Why? Because we have dispatch time is not assigned here. That's why it got stuck here. So overall, all the spool configurations, output device configurations, anything we want to work it out here, we have to work it out here. So anything, either you want to create the paper layout also we can manage it here, paper layouts. So device types, so print controls here, format types here, anything. Normally this will be done by the developers now. So they will use the smart forms, then they will create the all those things here. They will use the smart forms, and so they will create the format type, page format, how the page format should be. So custom page formats, right? So sometimes we will get in the A4 sheets format, A3 format. So if we want to use SAP default, it's a default available. We want to use your own custom format, color coding, something like that. You can use this device types, you can use it here. I want to use it, you can use it here. So normally this will be done by the smart forms creation, everything done by the developers. Then they will ask us to create the printer using the SPAD. We will go to the SPAD, go to the output devices, change it, click on the create button. Then they will give all the details to us. We have to fill all the details. Then we can inform to them. So that is the printer creation. Here, the spool work process. In every host, there is a spool work process. Spool work process will be used here for creation of the printers here. Spool work process will be used for creation of the printers. So means not the creation of the printer, to print the data, output data to host spooler, it will be used here, the spool work process here. Okay. So this is about the spool and gateway. So any questions, anyone?
Hey Ravi, I have questions on gateway process.
Yeah.
So does the gateway only applies to external systems, or
Internal
does it?
also, internal communication also.
Okay, so
SAP to SAP or SAP to non-SAP. So external to SAP. So that communication also via gateway, it is possible.
right, but does it apply to users within the SAP system?
Yes, yeah, the users which are connecting from outside means some other connections means they will use some other tools, some other external IP address. That time, so it will apply gateway. So that's why we have the limitations. Each and every gateway process, we have the limitations here. You see, go to the here, go to the SMGW, we have the limitations here. What we
Right.
allow only 2000
So
connect.
if I were to download the SAP login pad on my personal laptop and then I'm connecting to a application server, would the gateway process come into play?
Yeah, yeah, it will come into the play. It will allow.
Okay, so
I can.
that being said, how does the user workflow work? Because if you're using a application group, the first thing when the user is connecting, it will go to the message server in the central instance,
Right.
and then from message server will direct your request to dispatcher on the free application server, and then from there it will go to the respective work process, if it's like dialogue or whatever. So where does the gateway come into the play?
So gateway come into the play, which gateway, if you are able to login means here the gateway work process will allow the your connection here. It will be available in the dispatcher, below the dispatcher. After the dispatcher, the gateway work process. See the here, one user, basis user is connected. So it's saying that it is connected. When it was connected, last request here. So it is showing the details, right? It is showing the details. So basis user is connected here.
Okay, so
So
it will come after the dispatcher.
dispatcher.
Okay, but
Mm.
if dispatcher is being used for security purpose, um, how come I have already reached at the dispatcher level, right? Shouldn't the gateway validate my IP and my credentials
Yeah.
before taking to the dispatcher?
Yeah, before taking the dispatcher, so suppose if you put the more security settings, suppose if you have the in the external functions, in the expert functions, if you have the more security settings, if you are maintaining the more security settings, like which user terminals you want to allow, or in the SecInfo, which user terminals you want to allow. Suppose I want to allow only not all the TP. TP means terminals. I want to only some my company is showing the laptops I address like XYZ. I want to allow only XYZ means so it will allow only XYZ connections. Before reaching itself only, so it will terminate it. It will terminate it. There is an internal, both will coordinate, it will terminate it, our connections. Our connections will be terminated here. Here itself it will be terminated.
Right. So that tells me this is coming into play even before my
Before,
request is
yes,
reaching the message server.
right. Before also it will means if you put the more security settings, then before itself it will validate the your connection. Before itself it will validate the
Okay.
connection. So suppose like let's see here what will happen. I'm killing
Yeah,
the
that was going to be my next question. So if the gateway process is not working, or if you kill it,
we cannot,
can the users,
yeah, we cannot log in actually.
you cannot log in? Okay.
Log in. So let me, but it will restart automatically. So, but let me see. In the one scenario, real-time scenario, what happened? The gateway, the connection limit is over in one of the previous client. So then none of the users are unable to log in. Why? Because connection table is full. But existing users are able to log in. Then they are able to so process. They are able to work here. They are able to work in the system here. They are able to log in. They are able to work. So, but none of the users they are unable to log in because of the gateway work process table is connection table is full. What happened?
Okay.
So we one weekend we increased the connection limit. We increased the connection limit. We increased. So after that, more users are able to log in here. So when I checked in the SMGW, there is a lot of connections here in SMGW. So we increased this limit. We have to increase it here.
Okay.
Logged on means client connections, remote gateways. So this is the connections means number of connections which will allow per gateway by default to 2000. We can increase it. We can increase it. These connections we can increase it.
All right. So from the interview point of things, if they ask you question, users are unable to log in, so you not only have to look at the dispatcher, you also have to look at the gate.
Gateway. Yes, that is the exact one. So they will the panel. They will expect the some kind of like maybe gateway work process limitation is full. Gateway work process table is full here. Connection limit is over. That maybe everything is okay. No issues. DB is okay, SAP is okay, network is okay, everything is okay. But existing users are able to log in, new users are unable to log into the system. So in this case, what will be the reason means? Yeah, we have to, one more thing we have to come into the mind means there is a, maybe we need to check the gateway. If the gateway is closed in front of our home, so no one will not come into our home, right? Same way, if the gateway is closed, so means limit is over, our home limit is 2000, then 2000 connection limit is over, then we cannot, no one come, right? Same as like here only. So each and every instance, there is a limitation. If the limit is over, no one will enter into the system here.
Right. And if the dispatcher is down, all the active sessions, all the active users, they will get canceled.
Everything will be cancelled.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, anyone? Any? So ASS instance does not have any gateway. Only each and every application server wise, the gateway enables communication between work process and external programs as well. Communication between the work process and everything here, different systems here. So there is a two main each and the gateway process, the gateway SAP gateway process. There are the two main process here: gateway read process, gateway monitor here. Gateway read process is the main process which will read the connections. So it is started by the dispatcher. So it will check periodically. It will started and it will check by the periodically. It will check. So it will receive the reader gateway reader. It will receives and process the communication request here. So it does not gateway program is called the, so it will be started by the dispatcher only. The gateway process dispatcher will start the gateway. So gateway process here. So periodically it will check and it will receive, it will communicate here. So normally is it to monitor and administration of the gateway here. So when you start it, initially it will check the active connection, CPIC connections here. CPIC means common program interface for communication connection. That is the CPIC internal communication here. So it will be inbuilt it is available in it, inbuilt it is available here. So right. So dispatcher and gateway both will coordinate internally each other. I mean to say, in my understanding, so both will coordinate internally, then process your request. So
Got
you
it.
can,
Thank you.
yeah. So you can monitor, so you can practice it up to here. Tomorrow we'll go for the client administration. That is the main important topic, client administration. So client administration. So then transport administration, daily monitorings, memory managements. So all other things will go slowly. So client administration onwards, it's a very important. Okay. So don't miss those classes. Okay. Please practice it.